Hello and howdy, everyone. Here to talk about the film Dallas Buyers Club. I enjoyed it. It's a very powerful film. Nothing I would love to see again, but definitely really captures a time, really captures a side of an argument, an important time, at least in gay rights America, the struggle for gay rights and also the condemnation of the pharmaceutical business. It's a big film that takes on a lot, and it mostly succeeds. It's of quality. It's definitely a highlight of the year. It's grounded by two sensational performances, but it's, I don't know. It may have tried to do too much. I really liked it. I really liked the film. I didn't love it. I didn't love it. It was maybe a little bit hit or miss with me. Every time it hit, it was due to the acting. Our two main leads here are Matthew McConaughey in a continued string of successes. He will probably get a deserved Oscar nomination for this. I don't know if he will win. I doubt he will win. He will probably get a nomination. And I think that nomination is kind of a group, process. This performance is tremendous. I don't know if it's as tremendous as his work last year with Killer Joe and, there was one other one. I can't remember what it is right now. But another great performance. Gosh, what was it? I think that's what kept him out of the Oscar race, is that he gave two tremendous performances last year that sadly, kind of cancel each other out in the eyes of Oscar. But here you've got a great role. That he's in every scene. He carries the film. It's a transformative role. Both the actors. Jared Leto is the other actor I'm talking about. Plays a cross-dressing best friend of McConaughey. Both actors lost a tremendous amount of weight. They both are suffering from AIDS, HIV. They both die of HIV, AIDS. I don't think that's a spoiler in any way. They both lose tremendous amounts of weight. They become skin and bones. McConaughey shrinks down to, Bale level in the machinist. Thank you, brain. Just gets down to skin and bones. At times, and this is what I really love an actor, is they don't even look like themselves. Both have their own scenes where, like, what did they do with Matthew McConaughey? Where did he go? And then you're like, oh, well, that's Matthew McConaughey. He just doesn't look anything like himself. He doesn't exude any of the Matthew McConaughey qualities. He's just completely absorbed and has disappeared into this character. So much so that it even seems that his skeletal structure of, his face has somehow transformed into another person. And I can say the same for Jared Leto in this case as well. He really, and perhaps his transformation is a little bit more obvious, seeing is that he's dressing as a woman for most of this film. But he, again, is unrecognizable in the later half of the film. It's just immersive, fantastic performances, that will certainly be recognized, at award season, which we're in now, and they will be recognized. I think, the film may just try to handle too much. It's kind of an epic in a way. It deals with epic ideas. I mean, what am I trying to say? It trying to deal with taking on both gay rights and again, the pharmaceutical aspect about attacking big pharma, and then again handling interpersonal relationships. It just tries to do a lot, and I think it mainly succeeds. I think he's a young filmmaker. I can't remember the name of the filmmaker. I was trying to, but no, it's not up there. I think he's a young filmmaker. This may be his first feature-length film. I'm not by any means certain of that because I can't remember the guy's name and I couldn't research him. But how can you not admire his passion, his ambition? This story is huge. And he does his best to tell all aspects, and all aspects are addressed, but just maybe not fully fleshed out, or resolved. But yet, this is a very open-ended issue. I mean, we're still struggling. This film takes place. What did it say? 1985. I think around 1985 to 1987. They do an okay job with the period piece. I mean, technically it is a period piece. The dress and the cars. God, this is so film geeky of me to say, but, it's like halfway done. They got the cars right. They've got the, set dressing right. They got the clothes right. But, sometimes you'll just see something modern. And for me, it just slightly pulled me out of it. As I just got distracted. Everything will be looking perfect, but then you'll see something that's from today, and it's seems like it needs to be addressed, but it's like just sitting there, and I'm like, okay, it's just distracting. It just takes me out of the moment. But that's just a slight error. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, we're still dealing with these problems. Gay rights. The pharmaceutical companies still, creating patients instead of creating cures. That's what the big pharmaceutical companies do, is they just want your money. And if you get better, then, well, they're not going to get your money. So they need to keep you sick. Again, the film is very much, pharmaceutical companies, do not create cures. They create customers. And we still deal with that today. So again, the film is very big. It's very ambitious. It wants to take on a lot of, or at least 2 or 3 major issues and divides that we have in this country. So you have to admire that ambition. Whether it was, pulled off 100%, that is up to opinion. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the film. It's kind of, a bummer. There's no easy way out. There's no happy ending here. So when I was walking out of the theater, I was just like, a little bum, a little bit down, and just dealing with all this heaviness, this heaviness of actual life, which again, it's good for a film to do that. It's good for a film to portray blunt truth and then make you deal with it. But it's certainly not something you're going to be exuberant about experiencing. It's just heavy. And when you walk out, and when you want to go to a movie, you want to go to escape, you want to, take your mind away from the troubles of the world, and instead you're going to a movie about the troubles of the world. So it's just certainly not a enjoyable experience, but it's one that's rewarding because it's just full of truth, and you know, it's important. You know, it's important to see, and the, you know, just the artistry of the acting is fantastic. You know, you have a couple other character actors who you'll definitely recognize. I was really trying to remember his name. He's Matthew McConaughey's best friend before Matthew McConaughey knows he has AIDS. You know, just a kind of a hayseed hillbilly. But he's been in a couple movies lately, and I can't remember his name. But he's definitely becoming more of a face, and I think this is more of a breakthrough role for him. We also have Jennifer Garner from Alias and Mrs. Ben Affleck. She's good here. I mean, I've never really had a problem with Jennifer Garner. She doesn't work too much. I guess she doesn't have to work too much anymore, being Miss Ben Affleck. But you know, she was good here. Still beautiful. I mean, all of the acting is really good. And McConaughey, you know, is continuing this string of unbelievable performances. I don't know if they top. Gosh, I can't remember that second performance he gave last year. Basically, because Killer Joe, I just think overshadows it all. You know, he just is a fantastic bad guy, and bad guys always just stand out in your mind more. So Killer Joe is just kind of haunting in a way. And man, what was well, Magic Mike? I remember he was in, but I guess that was the other performance I'm talking about, which he basically kind of plays a variation of himself, I feel. I don't know what else I've had to say. I mean, it was a quality watch. Definitely a highlight of the year. Definitely a film that should be seen and talked about. But I'm left with no great desire to see it again. You know, if I do, it would be to appreciate the, you know, the acting and to watch the acting. It's you know, master level on both counts for both McConaughey and Leto. Yeah, you know, I think that's pretty much all I've got to say about that. So that's the Dallas Buyers Club, and I give it a solid 8. Thank you much.